myself some chocolate courage. They're so frozen. The little baby one. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be showing you how I meal prep for the week, just in bulk meal prep in containers to make my life easier throughout the week. And this has made the world of difference to my diet. So what we got here is sweet potatoes. Went to Wegmans yesterday. I got sweet potatoes, I got chicken breast, I had beef in my fridge already, so I'm going to be prepping all of those things today, and it's just gonna make my life so much easier when I go to prep those things for work, because I do still work a normal job. And especially my proteins cooked, I found that it's super helpful to have your proteins cooked for throughout the week. That way you're not really missing that protein intake, and if you need to eat some extra, then at least you have it there in the fridge. So I cooked this whole big pack of chicken breast that I get from Wegmans. Everything I just throw in the oven to bake. So the oven that I have here has an air fry setting, so that is also super helpful. And of course we got our chocolate courage on the side here, because this is the first video that I'm making in probably 2-3 years, and we're gonna get into it again, and we're gonna make sure that you guys have easy hacks on helping you. So I'm gonna go clean these in the sink with the brush. I found that it's super easy to clean your potatoes with a brush and water. This way you're not like sitting there scrubbing the potato with your hand. It's super awkward, and this just gets the job done so much quicker. So we're gonna go do that. So we have our sweet potatoes washed, and now we're gonna get started with the cutting. Lining my baking dish with parchment paper, the baking dish that has seen better days, but I'm gonna line it with parchment paper because I'm gonna be cutting the sweet potatoes, then putting it on here, and then I'm gonna mix them up after. I'm gonna cut all the ends off my sweet potatoes first, so I could just throw them in this bucket that we put out for the deer. Today I'm going to the gym a little bit earlier than I normally do, but I'm making sure I have all this prep because later this is the last thing that I'm gonna wanna do. Yes, I've been loving sweet potatoes. Not quite sure why, because for the longest time I didn't like them, and I needed to make them like the sweet way with like the brown sugar. But now I've realized that they're just the same as normal potatoes, and get past that curve because they're super good for you. Okay, so I try to make these pretty even. Some of them don't end up the same way, obviously. Normally when I'm meal prepping, I'll like put on a show. So the time flies. All right, so I just slice all of mine and then I dice them in 4s. I have gotten better at cutting sweet potatoes. Ever since I stopped peeling them, it has gotten a lot easier, just because peeling them really does take longer. I think that's why I hated them. I didn't like them because it was such a long prep time, but now that I've kind of figured out my way of doing it, it's a lot easier. It is such a rainy day out. I literally have like 10 lights on just to sort of, but honestly, I'm at the point where I'm just like, why do I care so much? All right, so I'm gonna try to do this in like a speeded up version, just because I don't want you to just sit here and watch me cut sweet potatoes all day. Cutting sweet potatoes is so tedious. All right, so now that all the sweet potatoes are cut, now we're going to season them. All right, so I use this olive oil, the best kind. And we try not to get our shirt all messed up. olive oil first, and then I put garlic powder. And obviously a good amount of garlic powder because garlic is my favorite, and yet the thing that always stays, onion powder. I keep the vampires away, you know. I love an Edward Collins, but it's okay. Onion powder. Then we put some basil leaves, oregano, and some cumin. Then we make sure we have washed hands and we mix it all together. The cumin smells so good. It smells like taco seasoning. Then we try to make sure all the sweet potatoes are in a single layer on the pan, just because we want them to cook well. And of course, there's not enough room for all of them to be in a single layer, but we're gonna try. All right, then we put some more olive oil on this side, just because I like to make sure they're not dry, because then dry sweet potatoes get yucky. And now we're gonna pop these bad boys in the oven. 22 minutes, and then we'll do our chicken after they're done, just because I don't have multiple ovens. So we'll wait until they're done. I'm already tired. I like need an energy drink. Okay, so I don't wash my chicken. I don't know a single person who does. That's fine. Okay, so when I'm doing this, I try to just keep everything in this and just put it onto the pan, because I'm not trying to create more dishes for myself. Just clean up the chicken breast. I cut out this. All right. So now I just pat off some of the excess grossness. All right, so now you spray it with all right, now I add paprika, a good amount. And you'll see why I'm putting such a thick coat on. There's other ways you could do this, but this is the easiest way that I found. Just the least time consuming way. Then I put onion powder. So pretty much my big three seasonings are onion powder, oregano for the most part, and garlic powder. Those are like my big three seasonings. Okay. Now garlic powder. I don't have to be being this delicate about it. And then I'm gonna put some oregano. Why did I say it like that? Oregano. Oregano. Yeah. All right, cool. And then some basil just for funsies. Just to add a little Italiano in there. All right, cool. Now that that's done, now the fun part. You rub this into the chicken breast and coat all sides of it with the seasoning. Now you could use one of those spatula things that rub in seasoning and stuff, but could just clump to it. So it's all on preference and however you want to do it. I wash my hands like 5 times after I do this because obviously it's disgusting. Now that our hands are clean, I'm gonna pop this in the oven for about at 400 degrees Fahrenheit and about 25 minutes, and then I'll check it. Oven for about 22 minutes and at 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and then that's pretty much it. All right, so that is it. I prepped my chicken, I prepped my sweet potatoes. I'll make my ground beef tonight and make that for dinner. Ground beef is super easy, just on the go type of thing. Is my game changer for the week, and these are 2 things that help me tremendously throughout the week. So I just thought I'd share that quick little tip with you guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you want to see in the next video.